Hi guys, Wen here, Vaping Wen. It's Monday and it's blog time. Wow, what a weekend, what a week. As usual in my blogs, I'm just going to be talking about some of the things that have come in and out of Vaping Wen HQ. And of course some sort of community updates, what's been going on in the local market and what's going on in Vaping Wen. Now, as always, let's just kick this off with some highlights of the gear that's been in and out of the HQ. And first and foremost, I'm still being very careful with this. This is the Picolibri Pyra. Last week, I did a sort of first thoughts video on this very sexy DNA 30 device. Again, I stress this isn't mine. I've been very careful with this. This is actually the second time I've taken it out of the box. Don't get me wrong, I'm not keeping it in the box because it's too delicate. I'm keeping it in the box because I bought this for somebody, and because I'm just too damn scared of dropping it or damaging it, since this is a pretty high-end piece of gear. I'm going to take a vape on this and probably going to keep it back in the box again after this video. Very nice. I'm vaping a 1 ohm coil on a Kayfun GT at about 19.5 watts. That's giving me 4.6 volts. Very warm vape, very nice vape, and this sort of high temperature does bring out the flavor of this particular e-liquid, and that's Havana by the Vaping TVI, which incidentally has also gone online on the Vaping Wen store last night. To be frank, I found that vaping this at lower temperatures does give you a much stronger throat hit, but once it goes to over 4.2, like right now it's at 4.6, it's giving me a very soothing, mellow, much more mellow throat hit. Now let's not get too attached to this Pyra, because it's going out very soon. Okay, what else has come in? This little atomizer. Well, this big atomizer. This is the Versa atomizer, and this is a hybrid Genesis atomizer. I say hybrid because it doesn't come with a 510 pin. It actually comes with a 20 by 1 threaded base, and that threads straight away into things like the PEPS tubes. If you own a Caravella tube, an original JM tube, and things like that. So with this atomizer, you don't need to use an additional hybrid ring or hybrid connector, and basically you can't use a regular 510 connector. So that means that you can't use this on boxes, on things like the Pyra. What else? Yeah, so you need to have a 20 by 1 threaded tube. Give me a second while I put the phone on mute. See, nobody sends me messages throughout the day. This only happens once I hit record on the webcam. That's life in it. But basically, I've always loved the Versa. It's been one of those things that's always been on my wish list. The Versa, the iSynth, things like the steam turbine, the Bliss. I guess because I'm a sucker for these sort of tank protectors that fully cover the Pyrex section of the atomizer. This is made out of 316 stainless steel, 316 grade stainless steel, and that's food grade, probably medical grade. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a bloody solid piece of kit. I'm running this with a UWIC. Let's see how that. Boom, boom, boom. And today's UWIC is much tidier than the UWIC which I did on camera with the Fogatti hybrid clone some weeks ago, some months ago. I think I'm finally getting the hang of making U-wicks. One negative though, with a U-wick in, it's a bit harder to fill up the tank since there is no way for the air to escape. So you do need a proper long syringe to get e-liquid in here. I've been trying to refill it with my, you know, those plastic e-liquid bottles that have a short syringe. Put that in, started to fill, but you know the pressure is not letting the liquid in. I tried it with the U-can as well. Not much luck there either. So yeah, the only negative to this so far is that I have to bring a full-on syringe with me. Oh well, let's take another vape. I'm vaping Custard Matter by the Mad Alchemist on this one. Very nice liquid, very nice vape. Another thing that's also arrived, it's this hybrid. It's a very little hybrid. It's a Genesis hybrid, and it's come all the way from Romania. Now this is called the IQ hybrid, and I bought this off the Vapor Wall forum in the modder section under, now I don't know how to pronounce this, Ilias. He has his own corner in the modder section, and he makes these hybrids. And you'll be surprised at how cheap it costs. It only costs 55 euros shipped to Malaysia. He does have a list of sorts, so you do have to register your interest with the modder first. It took me about 2 weeks to get my slot, and after that another 2 weeks for it to get posted here to Malaysia from Romania. This is a beautiful little device. It's a side-firing device, and it's a Genesis. Currently I'm running a micro coil here. Show you how well that... Very, very nice. Again, you know, it has this shield protector part here. One of those things which I absolutely love. And it's tiny. One thing you should note that this isn't a mechanical. This is not a mechanical. It's actually it runs off a PCB. So if I take off the tank section, you can see the PCB section here. There's a blue light here. One of my buddies affectionately calls this an ego hybrid. Yeah, it works similar to an ego in the sense that it's 5 press on, 5 press off. As what I know so far, there is no 10-second cutoff, but I think there is a 12-second cutoff. Let's just take a quick vape. This runs off a single 18350 battery. You can buy a 18500 or 18650 extension tube. That's an additional 15 euros each. You can also buy a screw-on, what do you call it, 510 adapter that, you know, you take off this part, you screw on the 510 adapter here, and you can use it as with your other atomizers, 510 atomizers. This isn't 22 mm. In fact, this is 20 mm. So with the additional 510 atomizer, this will look really nice with things like the G-Bell, the Cobra. Fortunately, both of which, well, no, I never owned the Cobra, but I've recently sold off my G-Bell. Kind of regretting that now, since I was looking high and low for a 20 mm mod, couldn't find one. But then again, this one comes with a very, very nice Genesis tank on it. I love the styling, the fins. I love the tank shield. The tank shield on it, absolutely love it. I love the form factor, and I love the Media Blast finish. Absolutely good buy. If you have 55 euros sitting in your pocket somewhere in your PayPal account, not being used, I highly recommend getting one of these. I will be uploading a full review on the IQ and also the Versa hybrid sometime this week. I can't guarantee you which day it is, but it will be up sometime this week. What else? Oh, yes. I've got a nice sweet piece of beginner kit here too. This is a Zero, and this has come all the way from the UK. Thank you for hooking me up with this, guys, at Zero. Thank you very much. Basically, it's a starter kit that consists of a battery, a tank, and a charger. Now, you might be thinking, what the hell am I doing being all excited about Egos, right? I mean, basically, this is an Ego with a CE4 tank, or actually, this is a BB Nova mini tank. What's the big deal, right? Well, at first, that's what I thought too when I got the email. I was thinking, okay, it's an Ego, big deal. But as I read through the website, I realized that this one was an Ego with a twist. It's not an Ego twist, but it's an Ego with a twist. And basically, that comes in the form of the charger. Now, if you use Egos, you will know that, to charge an Ego, you have to, do I have a charger here? Do you have a charger here? No, I don't have a charger on my desk right now. But basically, to use an Ego, you attach your atomizer on top, 5 press on, you hold it and vape. When it goes flat, you take up the atomizer and you use the USB charger. You plug that into either a wall socket, an adapter, or your computer. And then you screw the head of the Ego into the charger, let it charge. Right, that's pretty standard practice for Egos. The main difference with the Zero is that this charger here is actually a magnetic charger. On the bottom of this Zero device, you see there's a magnetic sort of connector here. So basically, you can charge this device by just plugging the bottom of that Ego into the magnetic charger. Pop, don't have to take off the tank, don't have to screw it into a charger, just plug it in there. Again, it might not be that big of a deal to you, but it's interesting to me because this is an advancement in sort of e-cig technology. It would be great if e-cigs could go to a level of, say, how mobile devices, with their sort of wireless charging pads, like let's say use a Nokia or a Samsung, something to that matter. You just attach a pad to the back of your battery, and then with the magnetic charger, you just leave it on top and it charges wirelessly. At first, I thought that was how this was going to work. I was going to get a pad and then just leave the Ego on top of it. But this is actually not that bad either. I'll be trying this out throughout the course of the week. I'll probably swap off the tank for my Kayfun Mini. Love that. Absolutely love the Kayfun Mini. And I'll see how much more convenient this is. Off the top of my head, I can think of leaving this in my car charger. And every time I get into the car, I just pop that into the charger and continue driving. Sort of like a dock for the Ego. Good stuff. Good advancement in technology. Hopefully, who knows, maybe our next generation of DNA devices, they'll come with a sort of magnetic charging strip inside here. Just leave it on the pad. That would be awesome. Okay, so that sort of rounds it off for gear that's come in. Community updates. On Saturday, I posted up a little teaser which sort of stated that I am in the process, or I'm going to start revamping the Vaping One blog, the store, and the community. Basically, if you guys have been with me from the start, you will know that Vaping One originated from a blog. It's on a free host. It's on WordPress, vapingone.wordpress.com. You could easily access it through blog.vapingone.com. And if you do, it's embarrassing to say that I haven't been updating in a bloody long time. There are so many things I could blame that on, but the fact of the matter is I've gotten pretty comfortable with this whole YouTube thing, very comfortable with Facebook, and I've been sort of neglecting the blog. And I feel quite bad because all this would have not been possible if it wasn't for the blog. So I will be revamping the blog. I will be moving that to vaping1.com for easier access. I will be putting in a new design, something that looks presentable, more presentable, and I'll be integrating the store into that blog as well. All in the name of self-improvement, all in the name of giving you guys, the reader, the buyer, the subscriber, a better overall sort of experience when you visit vaping1.com. Please just bear with me for the coming few weeks. I'm currently in process of talking with my hosting provider to see what options I have when it comes to migrating the existing blog and whatnot. So yeah, it should be ready by the mid of April. Hopefully, I'll be back to blogging again, since written reviews, written word is actually one of my passions. Um, I do come from an editorial background. I used to be with Loud.net. So yeah, definitely look out for that. What else? Quick vape first. Hmm. I've noticed that one of the products which I'm selling, which was which actually is something that's close to my heart, these top caps. This one is the INX design, which I call the Type 6. This is a custom top cap for the Kayfun. I've been using the hell out of that. That and this one, and I got a couple more designs here and there. Basically, these top caps were made for Wolvesix. Wolvesix is a local outfit, and I am one of the official sellers for sort of the international market. So far, I've organized group buys for people in France, in the States. I'm supplying them to some big names in the States as well. I've noticed that these top caps, this one in particular, has been cloned by China recently. And that's quite upsetting in a sense that, it's a local product. It's made in Malaysia. It was conceived in Malaysia. And someone from Malaysia has actually sent it to China to be cloned. Now, I personally don't have much of a problem with clones. You want to use a clone mod, go ahead. By all means, I understand that not everyone can afford a original product. But, I mean, I've used clones in the past. I use clones too. I use the Clone Sentinel. I have a Caravella clone which I use solely for the 18650 tube for home use. But my main problem arises when it comes to clone atomizers, and that is basically, or rather, that is simply because if you're not using the right material, constant contact with e-liquids, air, heat, it could cause things like plating to come off, it could cause rust, and it could cause a lot of other nasty things like that. Again, don't get me wrong, if you want to use a clone, please do, all power to you, but please do look out for poor quality materials on clone atomizers. It doesn't really have that much effect on the clone mod, because on a mod, if you're using subpar quality materials, you might get voltage drop. That's about it. But when it comes to atomizers, again, I want to emphasize that when it's subpar materials, you might get rusting, you might get peeling if it's a plated material. And I know that a lot of people just go ahead and say, so what? It's still more healthy than cigarettes. For that, I fully agree. But please, just because you're not smoking cigarettes, it doesn't mean you should expose yourself to things like metal poisoning and other things just because it's healthier than cigarettes, so to say. So it's just a community service message. Please do watch out. I personally haven't bought the clone one yet to compare the quality. I don't really intend to either. No hard feelings towards the seller or the person who cloned it. Just that if you're in the market to buy a cloned product that will always be in contact with e-liquid, please always check the quality of it. You don't want to get any other nasties along with it, right? Okay, to be frank, the arrival of the clone doesn't really bother me that much because we are actually slowing down production of the Type 6 top cap anyway, and we're focusing on something else. I don't know if you've seen the pictures yet, but I've posted a picture before of my GP Peps running the Pyrex tank from Tarsius Customs, and this is it. Now, the Tarsius Customs tank actually consists of a bottom ring, the tank section, and the top ring. And actually, you can't use the custom caps with it since the custom caps are female threaded. This cap is female threaded too, and you need to have a male threaded cap to run on this. Normally, you'd run the default Kayfun top cap with this. Very nice piece of work. But with our new product, this is a male threaded top cap, and you can just thread this on top of the Tarsius custom tank, and you get a very nice looking custom look as well. This top cap was actually made specifically for Kayfun 3.1 users. Since I know a lot of 3.1 users, they prefer the top fill method over the side fill method. And when you're using a custom top cap like this, it's practically impossible. Well, it's possible to still do your top fill, but it's not very practical since this takes off the top ring as well. So hopefully with these new top caps, you'll still be able to do a top fill since you do get a lot of your tank section left here. You do a top fill, you close this off, and voila, you've got a top filled Kayfun 3.1. Okay, ETA on that would be end of April, I guess. So it coincides quite well with the revamped blog. And I'll be giving out more details on that as they develop. What else? What else? I was supposed to show you something else. Give me 1 second. I'll make a quick cut here, cut there, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I almost forgot to show you this, guys. I have with me the new Kayfun Lite Kayfun Lite Plus V2. Again, this is bought on behalf of somebody else. This is not mine, so I wouldn't be setting this up per se. I'm just going to give you a quick look at what this is. I'll probably do a very short sort of differences video. But to be frank, there's not much to show. Let me just pop open this box and show you the difference. But first things first, the Kayfun Lite V2 comes with a different drip tip, a different top cap. On the box here, it's still the same drip tip, the old drip tip. And that's because this is from the first batch. I guess they haven't updated their packaging yet. No biggie. But on the box, it does not indicate that it's a V2. That's embarrassing. On the box, it doesn't indicate that it's a V2. It just shows Kayfun Lite Plus. Yep. So we pop open the box. And first things first, to identify that it's a V2, you look at the bottom. There should be some engraving. It says designed in Russia, 2014/02. So this was manufactured in February of this year. Made in Germany. You have your air hole adjustment and your fill hole. And looking on top, you see the new and improved drip tip. This one is sort of a dumbbell shape. You have a fat top, a cylinder, and you have some staggered base here. Sort of like those old school dumbbell shaped drip tips, right? This one runs on a double O-ring, so it's going to be really, really secure. And the top part of it here, it's a bit different. It's a bit shorter by maybe 1 millimeter. and it's not as tapered as the old one. The old one is very tapered. This one is much flatter. It's not completely flat. It's still a bit tapered, but the angle is not so high. It's a much lower angle. Is the base wider? It does seem a bit. Nope, it's the same size base. And second thing, when you take off the top cap, you have a look inside. You have this recessed section here around the sort of drip tip where you connect the drip tip. So I'm guessing that this will add a very minimal increase in juice capacity, maybe 0.5 mils, 0.3 mils. It's nice. I mean, since they have this space here, might as well use it to add more liquid, right? But basically, the official reason that Svoimesto, someone please teach me how to pronounce that right. The official reason that they have given for this sort of design change is so that it holds the O-ring more securely. So there's actually a lip underneath here that holds the O-ring. Besides that, everything else is the same. You have the same grip threads. You have your same chamber. I'm told that the draw is improved. I'm not trying that, but I'm told the draw is improved. And one last thing, you notice that the line between the tank sections, this thing won't focus really. You notice that the line between the tank sections are much more apparent on the Lite Plus V2, and that's because the edges of the tank sections are chamfered in. So the lines between the sections are more apparent. They're more obvious. This is, as far as I can tell, this is just a design update. Shouldn't affect the performance in any way. And as usual, solid as hell. Feels very nice, very nicely built. And yeah, it comes with a tank section too. So yeah, that's just the quick highlights on some of the changes on the Kayfun Lite V2. As far as local pricing goes, I really have no idea how much vendors are going to charge. I think that it will come in somewhere around 450, 440. That's how much the Lite Plus was priced at before. Please do ignore the current pricing around 380, I think, on the gadgets. But I think that's price to clear to make way for the new batch. So if you're on the lookout for a brand new Lite V1, do drop by the gadgets. They're going for 380. You get a additional original colored tank section with that purchase as well. Alright, I think that's it. I've been talking for half an hour. So yeah, things to look out for this week. Review for the IQ Hybrid. Review for the Versa Hybrid. Oh, I haven't done a review on the Dudenberg yet, have I? You know what? I'll get on that first. Review for the Dudenberg atomizer. Okay guys, that's about all I have to talk about today. I'm ending the video now. Thank God. That's what you guys are saying, right? Well, I'm just going to leave you with a quick vape. Have an amazing week ahead. I know it's Monday blues and all that, but hopefully your week will be a great one, a productive one, a happy one. Vape on, brothers.